Breaking news. Things are heating up behind the scenes for the Denver Broncos, and we have some interesting storylines developing as we head into Week 2. There's a lot to unpack, especially around a familiar name, Russell Wilson, and how things are shaping up for the Broncos as they prepare for their upcoming matchup. Before we go any further, make sure you've hit that like button if you're a die-hard Denver Broncos fan. Let's start with a move that may have gone unnoticed by some of you. Caden Stearns. The safety has been cut from the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad, according to Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia. Now, for those of you keeping track, Stearns was added to Philadelphia's practice squad last Wednesday, shortly after being cut on September 3rd. It's a tough break for a guy who was a fifth-round pick in 2021. He's now looking for a new team, and you can't help but wonder if Denver could use some additional depth in the secondary. Especially with the way injuries can pile up during the season, having someone with Stearns' experience could be valuable. But let's pivot to the story that's really got people buzzing. Russell Wilson. Now, it's no secret that Wilson was let go by Broncos head coach Sean Payton this past spring, and it was a move that came with a historic cap hit. The largest dead money salary cap hit in NFL history, to be exact. Payton clearly wanted to go in a different direction, even if it meant some short-term financial pain. Broncos fans, you know how tough that decision was, but the real question is, did Payton make the right call? Well, this Sunday, Wilson might just get a shot at answering that question himself, in what many are calling a revenge game. Here's the kicker, though, Wilson's health. He's been dealing with a calf injury and was limited in practice on Wednesday. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin even hinted that they're preparing as if Justin Fields could start instead. But here's the thing. We know Wilson. If he's anywhere near healthy, you can bet he's going to want to play and prove something, especially against the Broncos. After all, no one likes being shown the door, and Wilson will be eager to show Payton that he still has plenty left in the tank. Speaking of Payton, how are things back in Denver? Are the Broncos talking about Wilson this week? Well, according to Payton himself, it's all business as usual. He said, "We're not playing tennis or golf. We're playing a team game, and we're focused on the Steelers. They're a good football team." Classic coach speak, right? No distractions, all focus on the next opponent. But you know there's got to be some extra emotion behind the scenes. I mean, how often do you face off against a quarterback who was at the heart of your franchise not too long ago? Then there's wide receiver Courtland Sutton, who caught 10 touchdown passes from Wilson last fall. When asked about facing his former QB, Sutton kept it professional. "Russ and I have a very good relationship," Sutton said. "Like I said before, I'm excited for him and what he has going on in his next part of his journey. I'm wishing him well, and success and health, each week besides this one." Sutton hit the nail on the head. Wilson is a competitor, and both sides will be ready to battle it out on Sunday. But it's clear that there's respect there, no hard feelings. The big question now is, will Wilson be ready to play? His calf injury has kept him limited in practice, but as we know, things can change quickly when it comes to injuries. If he's cleared by Friday, you better believe he'll be on that field. The Steelers' final injury report will give us a clearer picture, but Broncos fans, buckle up. This could be a game that adds an extra layer of drama to an already emotional matchup. So, what do you think, Broncos fans? Should we be worried about facing Wilson, or is the focus rightly on the Steelers? How do you feel about the decision Payton made to part ways with Wilson? And do you think it was the right move for the future of the franchise? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I've got an exciting matchup to talk about today. Sean Payton and our Denver Broncos are gearing up to face Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers this Sunday. Now, if you're a true football fan, you know that the NFL is all about results, and the stakes are always high. That's why only a select few head coaches have been around for more than a decade. Among them, we've got our very own Sean Payton, alongside names like Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, Andy Reid, and Mike McCarthy. These guys have been delivering on the field for years, and that's no small feat. So here's the thing. There's been a lot of chatter about whether Payton and Tomlin have developed some sort of rivalry over the years, especially since they've both been around for so long and are regarded as two of the best in the game. During his Wednesday press conference, Payton was asked about this, and his response was pretty interesting. When asked if there's a friendly rivalry with Tomlin, Payton made it clear. "No. I would say we're friendly, though." He went on to explain how, when you've been in the league for this long, you become less familiar with some of the newer coaches, but you definitely develop respect for those who've been around. He even called Tomlin a good friend and gave him huge credit for his longevity and success with the Steelers. Now, what I love about this exchange is that it's not just about competition. It's about respect. Payton made a point of highlighting Tomlin's body of work, which, if you think about it, is exactly what makes these coaches special. They're not just surviving in the NFL. They're thriving, year after year. And when you look at Payton's career, especially his time with the New Orleans Saints, and how Tomlin has led the Steelers, you see two guys who know how to build winning cultures. Here's another fun fact. Payton and Tomlin have faced off 3 times before when Payton was still with the Saints. Want to guess who came out on top? That's right. Payton won all 3 matchups. But here's the kicker. This Sunday, it'll be a different story. Payton's in Denver now, with a team that's hungry to prove itself. And the Steelers are always a tough opponent, no matter what. So we've got ourselves a showdown, folks. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, does that past record give Payton and the Broncos a psychological edge going into Sunday's game? Maybe. But as we all know, what really matters is what happens on the field this week. And with 2 coaching legends squaring off, you better believe both teams will be bringing their best. This game is not just about 2 great teams going head-to-head. It's about 2 coaches who have earned the respect of their peers and fans alike, facing off in what could be a pivotal moment in the Broncos season. Can Payton continue his winning streak against Tomlin? Or will Tomlin get the better of him this time? Either way, it's going to be one heck of a battle. So Broncos fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think Payton's past success against Tomlin will give us the edge we need to take down the Steelers this weekend? Or do you think Tomlin and his squad will spoil the party? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Broncos updates. The new Denver Broncos uniform sparked a lot of initial pushback from fans, and I have to admit, I was one of them. It's not easy to embrace change, especially when it comes to something as deeply tied to a team's identity as their uniforms. Over time, though, some fans have warmed up to the new look. However, not everyone is sold just yet. Recently, the Bet's Dressed blog released their 2024 NFL uniform power rankings, and it seems they weren't too impressed either. According to the blog, the Broncos rank 19th in the league, sitting right between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Arizona Cardinals. It's definitely lower than what most Broncos fans might expect, given the pride we take in our team's image. While some might argue that rankings are just opinions, it's always interesting to see how outsiders view our team's aesthetic. What do you think of the new uniforms? Do they deserve a higher ranking? Or is this placement fair? Let us know.